Hi, I'm Bob Weir with another interview of people running for office in 2022. My guest today is Denise Wooten, who is running in the Democrat primary for Texas State Rep in District 63. Thanks for being here, Denise.
You're welcome.
Now, Denise, you would like to provide the viewers with the reasons for why you're running for this office, and you have your talking points here, so I'm going to turn it over to you, please.
What got me motivated to run for office, which by the way I never thought I would do until about a year or two ago, what got me motivated was number one, the divisive politics that have been occurring where people are not able to work together from both sides of the aisle. And I really don't believe that's best for the country. We need healthy parties on both sides of the aisle that can collaborate and bring out the best of both. But the main thing that got me running was I have worked for over 30 years as a psychologist. I work with kids who have autism, who have ADHD, who have a lot of developmental differences that make life much harder for them. And through the years I have watched, because I've been in Texas for a long time, I have watched how we don't take good enough care of them, in my opinion. So my heart is with people who have needs. So for instance, special education. It is my understanding that there is a quota allowed for the districts. It is also my understanding that that's only 8% of the student body can be classified under special education. The base rate of intellectual disability in the population is 3%. The base rate of many other disorders is upwards of 10%. I would estimate that at any given year, about 15% of our children in Texas need intensive special education accommodations and services. But if the quota is 8%, we're not going to be able to take care of them. And then I've watched as these kids don't get, when I work with autism, they're supposed to be able to get early childhood intervention from birth to 3 years of age, and then the school district takes over at age 3 in the preschool program for children with disabilities. The ECI program, the early childhood program that goes through MHMR, is woefully underfunded, woefully understaffed. My clients come in and tell me they maybe got 1 or 2 visits a month. We absolutely know by research and clinical experience that early intervention for autism is key to helping their prognosis be better, and yet we are not funding that valuable service. We are not staffing it. So I have problems with the early childhood, then when they get to school there's not enough services, and then when they reach adulthood, if they need to have residential placement because they are unable to live independently, it is number one, difficult for them to qualify for Social Security disability income because those guidelines are stringent. And then number two, the group home waiting list for where they could live outside of their parents' home, God forbid their parents predeceased them, the group home waiting list is 15 years in the state of Texas. Everybody gripes about child protective services. They don't take good enough care. They don't find child abuse and neglect. Would you like to know how poorly those people are paid? How understaffed they are? I did child abuse neglect between my undergraduate degree and my graduate degree in clinical psychology, my doctorate in clinical psychology. I was 22, didn't know what I was doing, made a pitiful wage that I couldn't have lived upon for very long, and had an enormous caseload. This was back in Missouri, but the same thing operates here. So if you can't tell, I am all about we need to take care of people. There are also individuals that in order for them to be productive citizens that contribute to our economy, they need more training. They need more education. I teach at NCTC in addition to being a full-time clinical psychologist. That community college experience has shown me the diversity of students who come there. And every semester, I have students who fall away because they have family emergencies. They have to go work more because their families depend on them. And we're talking young people. There are ethnic diversities, socioeconomic diversities. So I believe we need to also fund more for community college education, and not just because I'm a community college professor. We need to equip people as best we can to be independently functioning. If they can't, we need to take care of them. That is my basic premise for how I operate my life. So I've been a clinical psychologist, started out in a nonprofit where I saw wide diversity. We had low socioeconomic, people that were Medicaid kiddos. We had rich people that came to Child Study Center in Fort Worth. Then I came into private practice. And I ran my private practice. My husband, who's a CPA, said, "You run your practice like it's a nonprofit." That is what I believe is right. Quality care. So I have kept my rates low. I've taken insurances. I'm on Medicare and Medicaid. I do that because everyone deserves access to quality care. And I refuse to hold my expertise out for only wealthy people and resourced people. Everyone deserves quality care. So I would like us to have better health care opportunities for everyone. I would like Medicare and Medicaid to be expanded. I would like funding for all of these agencies that take care of people who need help and equip those who need to become productive citizens. When we do that, it's actually going to help our economy. If we have more people who are capable of working and are skilled, that ends up benefiting the community as a whole, not just them, but the community as a whole. We have a more functional society and economy. So that is where my heart is. I know there are many other issues, and this interview today was to tell you why I ran. So I know this isn't all the issues that are facing Texans. I realize that. But when I'm asked for my motivation for getting into this, as someone who is not a politician, someone who wants to be a public servant, it is to take care of the needs of people and to equip people with growth and opportunities.
And so, and that was a very nice dissertation about that. If you are elected to the state legislature, would you be able to be instrumental in getting those needs handled?
I would do the best I could. As I said, I'm not a politician. So I would need to figure out how I could get people on board. And I think this is something that, by the way, Democrats and Republicans could unite upon, in the sense of if we equip people, that helps the economy. That is a goal that I believe Republicans and Democrats share. So introducing legislation that advances the Texas Workforce Commission, let's say, or gives people training. NCTC, where I'm a professor, we have lovely certification programs in a variety of trades. It's just affording those, some people cannot. But if we equip people, that benefits everyone. And so I think that that is a place where Democrats and Republicans could come together and work in a bipartisan way. And that would be my wish, is to figure out how we can help the economy and help people at the same time.
And do you think that these needs could be effectively met with the current budget? Or would it cost more? I mean, would the taxes have to be?
That is a great question, because I absolutely don't think our current budget would do that. If we take the Texas budget, and I had my CPA husband look this up because he's good at finding financial data. If we take like the relative size of Texas compared to some other states with a similar population, they have approximately twice the budget. So now I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, by the way, but I don't believe the wealthy and corporations are paying their fair share. I think homeowners, for funding our schools, for instance, I think they're bearing a bigger burden than, and which is why we have a quota for special education. I believe that we need to do a better job of having everyone pay their fair share in order that we can take care of these needs. And I know that's not going to be popular with resourced people.
I don't know. I think it's pretty popular for everyone to pay their fair share. I don't see any problem with that. We are coming to a close, and this is one of the easiest interviews I've ever done because you took it over yourself, and well done. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we close?
I do want to emphasize that I want people to have informed decisions about who they're voting for, the character of the people, and what their basic life philosophy is, and then voters make their decisions.
Absolutely.
I will not throw shade at any opponent. I hope they entered this for the same reasons I did, which is to try to make a difference in the lives of people in Texas.
Well said. Okay, well then, I'll also mention your website is www.wootenfortexas.com. That's also on the written portion. And I want to thank you, Denise, for being here, and good luck in the election.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and thank you for watching.